then Oregon Unlimited coming in. You know, they decided to burn a little bit hotter, a little bit faster in the last 500 meters, and I think that really changed the game for them.
Exactly. So that pretty much followed the progression of the time trials in and of itself in terms of that first 4 finishes. So
right, but a different unfolding in the middle of the race. You know, like it may have been the end, but I'm not sure if that would have happened had they been side by side yesterday.
True, very, very, very true.
Yeah.
And so we will now be underway with the women's U17 double A/B semifinal 1. We're in lane 0. We will have Y Quad Cities. Lane 1, Waterford. Lane 2, Litchfield Hills. Lane 3, unaffiliated. Lane 4, Near Reed. Lane 5, Conestoga. Lane 6, Row LA. And lane 7, Founders.
Yeah, and we do have a little bit of note here because we do read the notes here up in the file. So if you send something, we will probably read it. For representing Litchfield Hills, both of these athletes, Willow and Addie, have been best friends for years. Addie took 20th last year in the U17 single, so great to be able to have the small boat experience of rowing this event by herself. Willow has joined her, has a background in competitive dance and active parkour enthusiast. As a fellow dancer myself.
That's what I was about to say. You got some commonalities there.
I mean, it's all about balance. It's all about range. It's about composure. Again, I think a transferable skill from that environment to this one is you spend a lot of time preparing your routine, your race on your own. And then when you step on that stage is yours. You try to keep, what you've set to plan and what you plan to execute with your team, your squad, within what on the dance floor is or the stage, if you will, and this is within your lane. So these two athletes really well positioned for the mental aspect of this double.
That's what I was gonna say. Like whenever I'm watching like any type, like I'll randomly see some things pop up where it's like a dance recital of some sort, and it's like very like tranquil, and it's like the person is just very calm within themselves, and they are the focus is within their body, like they are living in the moment. And so again, I'm not surprised with you becoming an Olympian, and because that focus you learned through dance, and it transferred over into your rowing, and now look at you being amazing.
Look at that, Amazing Grace.
Yeah, Amazing Grace. Yes, love that.
Isn't that Amazing Grace?
Please, is that your Instagram? Because if it's not, it should be.
It should be. I know. I mean, and it's a pretty popular one, so it's kind of hard to get. But I do agree with you. I think dance had a huge part in being able to jump into rowing, and I think a lot of athletes come from a lot of different sports. I think we've all talked about yesterday how we got into the sport of rowing came from just trying out a lot of different things. And I think, again, when you practice with other people, say it's the masters, we were talking about leveling up our rowing and kind of following other people, you probably did that in your other sports.
Right.
And being able to take little bits and pieces of these other sports, bringing it into rowing is just makes everything faster.
And just performing as we're seeing here today.
Yeah, and it looks like that is paying off for that Litchfield Hills double. Out in front, definitely Y Quad Cities. And then a little bit of a tussle between Waterford, Litchfield Hills, and the unaffiliated boat out in lane 3.
Yeah, we have a little split screen here because they're now underway with that second race, and we will quickly let you guys know what lanes they are for the semifinal 2, which will be North Palm Beach in lane 0, Norwalk River lane 1, Artemis lane 2, lane 3 is Atomic, lane 4 will be First Coast, lane 5 Bainbridge Island, lane 6 Camp Randall, and lane 7 North Carolina.
And as we come into the red buoys, it does look like Y Quad Cities has that lead, but right after them, that field is fairly level. And again, in a small boat, you can make decisions quickly and effectively. We've seen it happen in the last couple of races, down to the last 10 strokes of a race. But it does seem like Y Quad Cities has that lead, followed then by Waterford, but kind of a toss-up there between Litchfield Hills, Nereid, and Conestoga. Difficult to see from the finish line tower, but every single boat across this field bringing up the rate together. You can see in their body language, everyone is hunting down for that finish line.
For sure. And Y Quad Cities, I'm not surprised. I mean, they've had very, very strong finishes here and a very strong showing, and they will walk away with that first ticket punched to the A finals. And we will have a battle for third and fourth here and fifth. And we will be followed by Waterford.
Yeah.
And then who's going to get that third place? We have
Litchfield Hills. I mean, again, kind of down to the
Close.
line. And then those next three boats, the unaffiliated boats,